I'm going to show you the trick to easily time your sustain pedal lifts and make your piano playing sound amazing. One of the main things that separates amateurish and professional sounding piano playing is the sustain pedal. You should almost always use your sustain pedal, but you need to do it the right way. So take a seat at your piano and then let a version of me with slightly shorter hair give you some background on the sustain pedal and then show you exactly how to time your pedal lifts. If you know all about sustain pedals and just want to get better at the lift timing, you can skip to about the 3-minute mark. I was thinking about how there's something I do pretty much on all the songs I teach that I don't really talk about in the tutorials. And if you've ever learned a song from one of my videos and it didn't sound quite as smooth as it does when I play it, this is probably why. I'm pretty much always using the damper pedal, aka the sustain pedal. I usually call it the sustain pedal. And that's the pedal that lets just all the notes ring out together whether you're still pressing down the key or not. And I want to show you the way I use it, so if you're not already doing it, you can start adding that to your covers. So I'm talking about turning this into this. So if you're on an acoustic piano, that's the pedal all the way to the right. Or if you've got a digital piano, maybe yours came with a sustain pedal that plugs in the back. Most keyboards have a jack for it, so if you don't have a pedal and you have a keyboard, you probably have the input for it and you can order one. They're like 20 bucks. Before I show you how to use the pedal, let's talk about how it actually works on a real piano. So pianos have these little dampers here, these felt pads that sit up against the string so that they can't ring out. And when you press a note, it lifts up to let the strings ring out, and then when you let go of the note, it stops the sound. So as long as you're holding down a chord, you can hear it, and when you let go, sound stops. The damper pedal lifts them all up so that all the strings are just free to ring out. Just a couple other notes on using the pedal. If you're using it on a keyboard and it's just connected by a wire and you can kind of put it wherever, I recommend putting it to your right and always using your right foot with it. That way, when you're sitting down at a real piano and it's just stuck on the right, then you're already used to doing it with that foot in that place. Also, a good way to play it is with your heel on the ground, and then you just lift it up like that, kind of pivoting from the ankle. Because of the way I have the setup to make this video and just the angle of my body with the cameras and everything, I am not going to have my heel on the ground. Not great technique, but that's just what it is for right now. So let's just take the example of a C major chord, and the rhythm we're doing is quarter notes. This happens all the time in the songs I do. So maybe we're just holding a bass note in the left hand on C and just playing a C major chord, C, E, G, and we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check it out with the sustain pedal. So you still hear all the rhythm, but you hear the decay from all the notes just constantly ringing out and filling in that space between the hits in a really beautiful, lush way. Just instantly makes it feel more spacious. So that's great if you're playing a song that just has one chord. So let's say we're doing a chord progression that's 2 beats of C major, 2 beats of E minor, and then 4 beats of D major. If I just hold down the sustain pedal to make it all smooth, you start to hear too many notes that clash with one another ringing out at a time. So that's where lifting the pedal comes in. We only want the notes and rhythms of a given chord ringing together, and then we kind of need a clean slate when the chord changes. So to clean that slate, you lift the pedal and bring it right back down again. Now, when most people start doing this, they'll lift as they go to the next chord. And that feels really intuitive. Your arm and your foot are moving together in the same direction at the same time, but it only gets you halfway there. So now, when I'm on a chord, those quarter notes are ringing together really nicely. It sounds lush, but then every time I switch to a new chord, I get this little moment of silence, and usually we don't want that. When the new chord is going down, lift, lift, 2, 3, 4, lift. So if we slow that down, that way, it's holding that C chord as your hand moves to the new spot. And then when you play that new chord, you lift to quickly clear the slate, but then you bring it back down to catch the notes. Like this, not like this. This always takes a little bit of practice. Your muscles don't want to do it. They don't want to move in opposite directions at the same time. One way to get a feel for that is to start with the pedal pressed down, and then I like to imagine that by pushing down the chord, I'm pressing this button that for some reason has like a lever below my foot, and it's pushing my foot up like that. push down and it pushes my foot up. And you can just practice that. I mean, you can just practice that on a single note. Finger goes down, foot comes up. And then very slowly, you can do it with the progression. Lift. But the good news is it's pretty much the exact same technique and idea for any song and any style, classical music as well. So once you put in the work to coordinate this, it's like riding a bike and you can just do it automatically on every song. Sometimes you don't want to do it, like if you're explicitly trying to go for a staccato sound, then the pedal's going to ruin that effect. So you don't always want to do it, but you usually do. And like I said, it's a similar idea in classical music. It's the same if you're doing arpeggios. So let's just say we're doing a A minor 7 arpeggio to a D dominant 7 arpeggio. While we're on the A minor 7 arpeggio, we hold it down and then a little lift and back down. So basically, if you're looking at a chord chart, you just lift it every time the chord symbol changes when you're kind of in a new harmonic zone. And that's all there is to it. I hope that was helpful. I'm thinking about doing more of these videos where I just talk about a technique thing, all the little details that I don't get to when I'm just doing a specific song tutorial. So definitely let me know if there's other topics, technique, theory, things that are confusing for you or you feel like you could use a level up with. Let me know. Maybe I'll make a video for it. Thanks for watching.